Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, April 15th, 2024. My name is Sam Shalhoub, and it's time for your daily dispatch. So, first off, we have a report from Zero Hedge talking about Biden's inflation. Auto insurance rates have recorded the biggest annual jump since 1976. This is across the board. Inflation is out of control. They want you to believe, they want us to believe it's 3% or 3.75%. Not a chance. In my opinion, it's well up into the 20 percentile. According to Chuck Callesto on X, the New York Times poll found that just 25% of America views Biden's term as mostly good for the United States. Same liberal news outlet poll had President Trump at 42%. It's so obvious that it's clown world, the way the mainstream media reports it. Russia has moved supersonic missile warships into the Mediterranean Sea. Now, this was before what took place with Iran and Israel. Now, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but I wanted you to be aware of the geopolitical strategic position of these different countries. Back here at home, Zero Hedge, according to Zero Hedge, a judge upheld Georgia's voter citizenship verification requirements. And he said that ensuring that only U.S. citizens vote in our elections is critically important to secure and accurate elections. This was according to the Georgia's Secretary of State. This is happening in many states around the country. I don't believe we're going to have an issue in 2024. I think that there is much more going on behind the scenes that people realize, but for sure it looks like Georgia is moving in the right direction. So now I want to talk a little bit about this Iran-Israel conflict that took place over the weekend. Now, I like to wait a few days before making an assessment. There are just some things that don't add up to me. Now, and again, I would like to hear your opinion on this. But I find it interesting that 99% of the drones, the cruise missiles, everything that was sent by Iran from their own land, which takes minutes, hours to get to Israel, 99% of it was intercepted, if not more. It just looks a little staged to me. Now, I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, but it just, something isn't right about it. And then you have the back and forth between US and the UK saying they're going to help, they're not going to help. There's so much strategic maneuvering going on that it just doesn't look authentic to me. Did the missiles really fly? Well, I would think so. At least that's what we're being shown. But I've also seen many representations of this supposed conflict. And when you go back through certain websites, you can see that it's the same footage from when Syria was attacked. Now, again, I'm not saying anything positively at this point, and I would love to hear your opinion, but some things just don't add up with this whole conflict, at least not what we're being told. And another thing I find very interesting, 112 years ago today, the Titanic sank after suffering damage the night before, just 1 year before the Federal Reserve was formed. Now that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but I think it's significant that this supposed skirmish with Iran and Israel took place around the same time that the Titanic sunk. We know that symbolism is used on a regular basis. So is this another portion of that? Well, it very well could be. And then let's not forget, today is President Trump's first court date. And I believe he's the first president to ever be charged or taken to court in a criminal investigation. And it just so happens to be around the same time with Israel and Iran. Are they trying to distract us? Well, I think that's part of it. But again, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out for sure. And then also with this this Iran-Israel conflict, the Strait of Hormuz is the world's most important choke point, with an oil flow of more than 20 million barrels per day. The Strait of Hormuz accounts for approximately 30% of all seaborne trade crude oil and other liquids. Very interesting that this is taking place in and around those areas. But again, and Praying Medic came out today and said that the gas prices, the oil prices are actually down this morning, which I would have thought it would have been the opposite. But again, who knows what's really going on. So that's all we have for today. Please support this channel. Go to mypillow.com, enter in the discount code SAM, and get some good American products from a good American company. And also, the Bitcoin classes are live at samshalhoub.com. There's so many ways. I truly appreciate it. So, I hope you have a great week. Don't get too concerned about what's going on. Keep your eye on the ball. Sometimes it's a moment at a time. Sometimes it's a day at a time. But it's certainly one step at a time in the right direction. So have a great week, and we'll talk again soon.